What's going on, YouTube? Time for another recap. So, as the Express funded accounts today, did 6 grand here, two-ish on the other, about $8,000 for the day. Now, Top Step still has not removed the bounce for this one, so we left this one out of the grouping. It took my payouts for all the other four. This one is all by its lonesome, not doing anything yet. So we'll get that one hopefully eventually. If you stop over and follow me on the X, sometimes I post little snippets here of our trades before they happen, just for fun, just a little LOL day right here. Shorten that 483 on the NQ down to that 466 or 2466, and nailing a couple little scalps there on the ding. So I put out a couple for you guys here today just for funsies. All short biased under yesterday's close, yesterday's highs. Target number 1 was hit right here as a massive over under, and we looked for continuation under. My big resistance level today was 492.92. Let me tell you why it was going to head down today. I didn't put out all of the targets, but let's hop into my private Discord. Links in the description if you want to hang out. There's the rest of the 8K of what we were talking about for PNLs. And let's go over what I talked to my chat. 9:23 a.m. Central. We've seen the breakdown. If you watched my YouTube, I already predicted this. It was either going to hold the 200 SMA daily or it was going to use it as rejection. And I said, I'll see you at the gap. I'll put the link in the description if you want to watch my last YouTube video, but just go check it out. Told you guys if it went under the 200 SMA, it would go right to the gap on the daily. Done deal. All you had to do is pay attention to confirmations. Let's go over that. Final short target for me on the day was 471.42. I think I gave my chat 572 to be a little safe, but regardless, posted it way before it happened here and gave us some more explanations here on the retrace. So long scalp 1 and long scalp 2, again, predicted before they happened, and they're coming up to the 100 EMA 1 minute long, which the sentiment is first green, then swaps to large red to the short final target of the day, as again we posted before it happened. So let's get into it. I will post the YouTube if you want. So looking at the daily chart here real fast, I will show you exactly what we called it. We said just use the golden pocket of yesterday, and the doji body is what I told my chat as well. Doji bodies, when their creation point is right on the daily, and they have a tag of a moving average like so. Yesterday, you see that bottom hit of the 200 SMA daily creates a doji. The body specifically will become a very large over under into the next day. That's yesterday's close and highs that we had charted off. So again, we just said use the golden pocket, use the 200 SMA, and I said if we get under the 200 SMA, I'll see you at the gap tomorrow. Here's the gap as we called it. So not expecting a full or anything like that today, but we did leave 2 daily no GP targets underneath, right? So we had 1, 2, 3. Algos do not leave 3 open very often, if at all. The algorithms don't like that. I can show you how to predict them. So let's get into it. Now, we are at the final short target for me. Let's get into the last trade I gave my group. I said, boys, we are in the bottom channel of that RSI. We have huge MACD convergence here with all the short. And above all, I said, guys, we covered this last video as well. Massive support on VIX, 1716. The volatility index will find support here and run up after that little consolidation day yesterday. Boom support, boom breakout on the volatility index down to the gap. So all those confirmations we gave out to the chat today worked out quite well. And the last piece of the pie right here, let's go to the 1 minute chart. This is again what we predicted, but we shied it, which is fine, no big deal. Shies are great because that's what we tell our chat to look for all the time. When something comes up to something and barely misses it and then runs away, you have continuation in that direction. Let's get into it. So I said, stay under the orange box, short all you want. That's the 200 SMA, okay? I gave a target of that long scalp right here as well. We play in between. We always play range bound. So if I'm telling you to short under the 200 SMA and it comes down to long scalp number 1 was right here, boom, killed it. Long scalp number 2, boom, killed it. So we had some really good plays and really good notes today. They don't always work out this perfect, let's be honest, but today was a blessed day. So under the 100 EMA 1 minute and under the VWAP, along with the massive over under we called here for the GP. Once we lost 575, bye-bye. So how did we get all the way down to the gap with the shy? Well, let's stretch it out here a little bit and show you. My 2 long calls, one here, bounces, were only to bounce to retrace further short Because why? We were under this 200 SMA, big purple dash line right here. And then I told you guys, if we got under there, I'll see you at the gap. And that's what we said again on YouTube yesterday. But the shy is very important here. So if you zoom in, notice price action bounced at our targets, but just neglected to tag as rolling resistance, right? Because rolling down here, the 100 EMA is playing catch up. But we have a triple top that happened right here ahead of time of the VWAP and the 100, then resulting in a downside. So when something shies, price action comes back, it looks to tag into that 100, it looks to tag into the volume weighted average price. This one right here is to the regular VWAP just for the standard day with the 2 deviation legs on it. We shied away. So once it started breaking back under that, and of course we are under the 200 SMA, which I said was going to be the most important of the daily, we were gone with the wind and see you at the gap, right? So that was pretty much all the predictives that we had put out, and they were absolutely massive today. So we love that. So what's next, right? Well, since we're pushing down into the gap and everybody's waiting for April 2nd news, we're going to go with potential continuation on VIX's continuation, okay? Oh, that's supposed to be a daily chart. Let's get to the daily. So prediction on what we want to see next. Let's just do it fresh for you guys here because we got a lot of stuff going on. All right, 2 things usually happen here in the rule of 3. Confirmation is king. So if we put a base down and push 1, we call that push 1. We're on a gapping up right now. That is push 2. As it comes down and finds potential support for the 3rd push, we are looking to get to this candle's GP, but we have a lot of things stopping us ahead of time. So 3-3 candle is, again, one of our biggest long targets for this dead cat bounce is going to be still into the 590s. Why is that? And how are we getting there? Well, just because something breaks over a level does not mean anything. Confirmation is always king. So once we pushed under the 200s, the EMA is the small dash, the SMA is the large dash. Everybody has to assume confirmation. So you back test that to resistance before picking a direction. Doesn't matter where it goes. We can just easily find it every single day. So as we've seen that, we had a big thesis today for the back test, right? Came up to the 200s, but if we lost that back test, we need to come down and confirm trend because move number 1 is here, long. Move number 2 long is here. Move number 3 still needs to find support. Market loves to move in 3s, right? So we left one golden pocket open, and a golden pocket, if you're new here, is when you draw Fibonacci on a high low daily scale. The golden pocket is the channel it leaves between 61.8 and the 38.20, and this is how we play most of our stuff. So this target, or I'm sorry, this candle, 324, this one was left open. So that's a GP open, that's a GP open, that's in. Today, we filled this one on 324, which means our doji body to the downside got the GP, and now what's the next target? Well, let me show you something cool about these no GP tags and gap candles. So if you were to fib out the high-low of the gap candle, why is this the gap candle? Well, the close on 321 and then the open on 324, there was a gap. Okay, is it that simple? 321, fib high-low. Let's look at the extensions from this very unique candle, which we also had on. Here's the fib box, right? The gap and go launched itself past the 1618. So whenever we draw something, right, on the fib box, we look for the extensions to play out. Well, the 2618 is one of our favorite resistances. Now look what happened yesterday and today. That daily chart candle that we just did, 2618 became great resistance, right? But what makes that so specific? Well, it's very specific because of 2 things. This candle, and again, we do whole live lessons on why these candles are important. Saturday lessons, go check them out under the live section on the YouTube. This has no golden pocket tag. And it's also associated with a gap. And we also did what? Gapped over the 200 EMA. So I said this about 1 million times in the last YouTube video. Again, links in the description for the last YouTube video. I said we bumped our heads on 1, 2, 3, and there's actually more over there. I think it's like 4 or 5 to the 200 EMA. And then we gapped it, right? We gapped over 321, 324, gap, big gray box. We need to return to the 200 EMA potentially for a great back test of support if we need to do that 3rd leg up we keep talking about. So this Fibonacci box created 1618, but it jumped it. Again, look very close here. Here's the 1618. Did this candle on 324 hit the 1618? No. Did it on 325? Absolutely not. Nowhere near. So once it rejected the 2618, and again, we were super short biased out of the gate, just confirming, waiting for that 200 break. Where's it going to go? Obviously back to the 1618 because we'd never hit it. And the 200 EMA that, again, we have provided resistance tag 1, 2, 3, and multiples before 4. You gapped over that 200 EMA, okay? There's still nothing bullish overly about the sentiment coming into April 2nd in tariffs. So just because you see something bounce does not mean it's going to continue. We are confirmation traders. And we confirmed that this doji and the body associated with it, because it tagged the 200 SMA up here on the top side, broke over. Did it hold? Well, no, right? It pushed in. Next day, came down. Confirmed support, nope, confirmed resistance, because it was the 2618 that stopped it, which then will magnet from the 2618 right to the 1618, and also again associated with the 200 EMA. All right, well, that doesn't help us much, Brandon. What's next? Well, that's the whole kit and caboodle, or all the fibs you wanted to have on for triple confirmation of that easy short call this morning. Well, for us, maybe if you want to learn about it, join the service, links in the description. But what's next? Well, we only have one thing to look at. Now we're at the 200 EMA. And a lot of the times we don't fill the gap first tag, which means if there is a gap creation like this one, where we have gapped over into that 200, a lot of the times we'll come to the gap, we'll peel into it, but we won't fill. We'll actually come back up a little bit. So that may be the confirmation of the third move that we need. So low, 1, 2, or is that what we're looking for? Well, let's see. If it holds the gap and if it holds 200 EMA, which is a low dash line, we will start moving towards that 100 EMA target on the daily for the back test. If it wants to go a little further down, we will look for under the 200 EMA for the gap close in the coming days to the end of March to find the GPs down here. Now, again, it does not have to fill this GP, okay? Something interesting about this is there's another no GP at 320, obviously. You can see the fuchsia and blue lines right there. That's what we're using. So if it pulls down into this GP, we will find support. So what happens? Well, it usually pushes back up to this golden pocket. So this is how you're going to trade set up for tomorrow. You're going to go, okay, this is your scalp zone. High, low, boom, boom. If you open inside the candle, so above 567.94, depends where we close, but we're looking good for here. You will stay above the 200 EMA. You will stay above 567, and you will push into the golden pocket for a long scalp into this GP. We will most likely fail that long scalp to come back down to test the golden pocket of 320. So I highly suggest you take this GP of 320 daily, you move it over, and you expect this to be a short target for tomorrow if we continue under the friggin' golden pocket, okay? Down to this GP, it'll look like this, okay? If for some odd reason we get a continuation whomp straight down and we start filling those today, well, fine, so be it. We'll reassess tomorrow pre-market like we do every single day as we are fluid traders. So my hope is to get another red day out of this, right? So the 1, 2, 3 move can happen and we can start pegging away to the upside, okay? Now, the 10 SMA daily is going to be a very big back test as well. We kind of looped over that. We snot up, and then we need to back test that 10 SMA in the blue. And if we do back test that and confirm that as support, that would be a third, well, second higher low, but you get it, a 3-piece for the long. Okay, so the 2 moves are to stay above this candle's low for tomorrow, push into the GP. Once that long early move right here is done, look for the later short back down into this GP. So I assume 320 GP hopefully will be hit tomorrow. If it doesn't want to do that, it might hit it today. We might actually close a little further into the gap, and the bottom of today would be no lower than 567.50. And I think I could put some weight on that. I don't think we'll go any lower than that. So you see this channel right here, and again, we got an hour and a half left of the day. So we do also need confirms yet on a lot of these moving average. Notice that we wiped out right here the 200 SMA, 100 EMA, and the volume weighted average price. It is really looking to come back to some of those moving averages on the 5-minute, and I think the 1 minute just got tagged on the 100, but nothing else. Yeah, 200 SMA is still needed, 100 EMA. So we could still continue down here, but again, about the lowest point is that 0.50. We could go a little bit further into the gap, but I'm not looking to fill, or the GP. I'm not looking to fill the gap. I'm just looking to fill that GP of the 20th. Okay. So that's it for the rest of the day. We're going to look for those GP tags, and we're going to have that confirmation for tomorrow. We should have a really good trade setup if we hold this for tomorrow. So if any of this sounds great to you guys, you want to watch me do this stuff live and tune into the live stream, links in the description. If you want to just tune in for the next free YouTube, hey, no problem at all. We do give away top step accounts during our live Saturday classes every week. $50,000 account, $50. All you got to do to get entered, drop a comment. That's it. I pick a random video from Monday through Friday, and we give away $50 every Saturday. Just got to be subscribed and drop a comment on the video. All right. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you soon. Trade safe.